If we take what we're given, we'll be spoon-fed untruths and reality will be left behind. Instead, we need to be diligent and inquisitive. Put your investigative awareness on and look into the real indicators. Find as many indicators as you can and consistently keep an eye on them. Otherwise, you'll never be ready when the waves crash down upon you. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. Today we're going to look into several charts. Let's begin. Two labor stories. We are told today that the unemployment rate is at 4.1%. Now, we heard this before. In the year 2000 approximately, it was the same story. Full employment, they said. Once it made it past this 5% mark, you were told it's full employment. Well, there's a different story that's being told today versus back in the year 2000, and that is that there are 16.3 million people missing. We're looking at the civilian labor force participation rate, and you will see the decline that has been occurring in this time frame. So how is it that the unemployment rate has been consistently doing better? Well, the major thing you need to understand is that what you are looking at is the U3. The U3 is the most ridiculous method of calculation of unemployment. If you instead go to the U6 indicator, you get a much better look at how unemployment really is. It's not fully accurate, but it's better. And the U6 includes those disgruntled workers. So the way the U3 works is if you are unable to find a job for more than a year, they just wipe you off the statistics. So as time goes on, the unemployment rate tends to look better. And that's the way they do it. If you can just stretch it out long enough, a lot of people will start falling off of that indicator, making it appear that everything is doing fine. It's a great, really great method to fool people, and it does so quite often. This is connected in with that. Look at the difference between the civilian employment population ratio and the official unemployment rate. Of course, this is inverted. Economists are convinced themselves that this is the real economy, even though all evidence continues to find that this is. It's not a recovery, just positive numbers. That's what they do. They can skew the statistics very well, and it's able to give the markets some, let's just say, comfort. But of course, the truth is much different. Median household income in the 21st century, nominal and real. The red line is the nominal value, right? So back in the year 2000, it's about 40,000, and currently about 57,000. Okay. And while I don't think it has increased to this degree for the average person, let's just, for the moment, pretend it has. When you look at the real seasonally adjusted median household income, it actually declines slightly. And I think it's actually worse than this personally. But you look at the average wage that people make in real terms over the past nearly 20 years now. It hasn't improved at all, because everything that we buy is more expensive. So your wage is actually less today. Think about that. If you made $57,000 a year and your food, your energy, everything you're buying basically becomes more expensive, suddenly that's not a good thing. This is a very bad thing. It's very evident to me, but people don't want to look at that statistic. All right, and the median household income, nominal growth and real shrinkage. So you'll see this here on the nominal growth since the year 2000. Okay, nominally. However, it's actually slightly negative. when you look at the real growth. Of course, that's the way it is. And it will continue for the foreseeable future. Nothing seems to be changing this anytime soon. All right, 2 charts quickly here. Real household income since the Great Recession. You'll see that this has obviously put itself into the negative. Month-over-month change in nominal median household. Look, barely existent. Don't expect this to change without any major changes going on. There's nothing good about the economy right now today. It's not growing. It's really not growing. Nothing has changed from, previously. I don't expect it to change anytime soon because those in control don't want to see us doing well. All right. Now, these are charts from David Stockman here. Goods producing economy. Okay. Manufacturing, construction, mining, and energy. Look at what happened. This is consistently declining. Whether it's, Greenspan, whether it's Bernanke, Yellen, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And while, yes, it has come up in recent years, you are seeing a trend, and that is downward, right? All right. Now, when we look at different sectors here, bread and circuses economy. Bartenders, waiters, bellhops, maids, parking attendants, hot dog vendors. This has increased dramatically in comparison anyway. And while there was some level of decline, it seemingly did not change as much as, let's say, manufacturing, for example. So that's not a good thing. And then, last but not least, breadwinner economy. Construction, manufacturing, white-collar, fire, transport, information, and trade. While we have seen an increase in recent years, what I would like to point out is that we're at that same level going back into the year 2000. We should be escalating beyond that. We should be growing beyond that. There shouldn't be statistics showing you that we're the same from 20 years ago. That's not a good thing. And it seems like every day I read the news, I'm reading the information, and we are always being told that everything is just fine. If they took these statistics and actually broke them down, all right? Every month you see 200,000 new jobs, 1 million new jobs, 50,000 new jobs. I bet if they were to take these jobs that have been created since, maybe the year 2000 or what have you, you would see that there are just millions and millions and millions and millions of all these new jobs that are being created. And it would really skew the population numbers. They're not real. Why? Because they are, and oftentimes, temporary workers, or they're government workers. So the government workers obviously putting a bigger and bigger strain, bloating the economy, bloating the government size much larger. And then you get the temporary workers, where every month they are let go and they are rehired. Every time they're rehired, even if it's the same company, the same person, the same everything, they are then put onto the statistics, a new job. Wow, a new job has been created. But that's not true. It's the same person, the same job, everything. They just got rehired. The contract might be a month, it might be 3 months. And so you get these people constantly coming up on the on the statistics. And then you add in the fact that these people, if they're not getting paid much, they are probably taking on 2, 3, maybe even 4 or 5 jobs, who knows? They have to take all these little jobs to make ends meet. And that's the reality of the situation. That's the truth. Of course, there are little bright spots that are occurring. There always are, even in the darkest of times. But I'm just seeing the trend, and it's on a downward spiral. So, take it for what you may, and my suggestion is look at as many indicators as possible. If I look at just the GDP, the PE ratios, and the national debt, I'm getting a very cloudy and very foggy view of what's happening in the US. But if I take the hundreds and hundreds of indicators that I've covered here on this channel, start piecing them all together, I get a better picture of what's going on. I get a much more realistic explanation. But if you look at stock traders, they really don't. They have a set of indicators that they look at, and that's the way they base this. And to me, that's a very foolish thing to do. So, if you found the video informative, please give me a thumbs up. Last but not least, if you found the video informative, I know that you will find my books, The Money GPS, and my newer release, Global Economic Collapse, even more informative. You can actually flip through these books. If you go over to Amazon, there's a look inside feature. It's going to allow you to flip through the pages of these books to see if you like them. Take care.